The ACLU says it will go to federal court today to push the government to find and reunite families separated at the border more quickly. This new effort comes 1 year after the Trump administration announced its so-called zero-tolerance immigration policy, which ended last June. The administration says more than 2,700 children have been reunited with their parents, but some families are still fighting to see their children today. Manuel Bojorquez filed this report from Arkansas, where a father and son were finally reunited after nearly a year apart.
10-year-old Ervin Alvisures has been waiting 326 days for this moment. It's the first time he has seen and hugged his dad, Jose, since they were separated. Jose says he and Ervin left Guatemala last May after receiving death threats from gangs. They arrived in the U.S. seeking asylum, but Jose does not speak English and told us while in ICE custody, he signed a document in English that ended up being his own deportation order.
No one was explaining to you what you were signing?
No, he told us. Jose was deported back to Guatemala, and his son Ervin was left in ICE custody. The Department of Homeland Security says it has identified nearly 3,000 children who were affected by the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy. But the exact number of separations is unknown, since the government failed to properly track every case. For those identified, like Ervin and Jose, the road to reunification is often long.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We met Ervin a few hours before he was reunited with his dad.
Porque extraño mucho a mi papá.
You miss him a lot.
Sí.
Ervin was in the government's care for 5 months before being released to an uncle in Arkansas. He was anxious to see Jose again.
What are you going to tell him?
Que lo amo mucho. Y que es el papá más mejor de la vida.
That he's the best dad and you love him a lot.
With the help of the nonprofit Al Otro Lado, Jose was allowed back in the U.S. pending his asylum hearing. And within days of that, he was in an airport in Arkansas, holding his son after nearly a year.
What's it like to have him hold you?
Porque mi papá es mi otro corazón.
He's the other half of your heart.
Yeah.
For CBS This Morning, Manuel Bojorquez, Rogers, Arkansas.
Manny's report is so incredibly important. Instead of just reporting about policies, we have to report about the people that this affects, the cruelty, how it tears your heart apart to be apart from a child.
And it's an important reminder that there are still so many kids who are still separated from their parents. We would not stand for that in this country.
Yeah.
If you had a little boy, a little girl who you had not seen and had no idea where they were, we wouldn't stand for that here.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to see.
It's at the end of this policy is a little boy alone away from his father.